A garbage man is captured on camera during his routine shift, but what he does with one neighborhood dog will leave you in shock. Joshua Burns' neighborhood moved to the regular cadence of a garbage truck, rumbling through the streets twice a week. Joshua had recently brought home Shelby, a golden retriever from the local shelter, whose history was written in uncertainty and shyness. She had been traumatized to such an extent that it made her very wary around new people, especially this recurring garbage man. Their weekly encounters had taken on a routine of sorts. As the truck neared, Shelby would go into a volley of angry barks, protective instincts at war with deep-seated fears. The garbage man was wary too, keeping his distance. He'd empty the bins in rapid, calculated movements, keeping one eye on the barking dog. The silent standoff continued between them until one unexpected moment of connection broke it. One morning, as the garbage man was halfway through his task, he felt something brush against his legs. Startled, he turned to find Shelby sitting quietly before him, her eyes a mixture of curiosity and caution. Unlike her previous aggressive displays, she remained still, a silent ambassador of potential understanding. It was a singular moment that had transformed things. Over the succeeding weeks, Shelby's approach would soften. She'd wait near the curb, no longer barking, her recognition of mutual fear seemingly apparent. The garbage man, carrying his own long-ago trauma from a childhood dog bite, began to pat her head in hesitant and healing fashion. Her interactions turned into a careful dance between both characters based on mutual respect. Shelby never stepped beyond the carefully drawn lines, while the garbage man grew to appreciate her silent resilience. She seemed to understand his resistance, moving at his pace with an intuitive gentleness that was surprising to them both. Over time, their early hostility turned into an unspoken agreement. The garbage man, who had spent years trying to avoid the canines, now found himself looking forward to these short, peaceful moments. Shelby had become more than just a neighborhood dog. She was a testament to healing, to overcoming fear, one gentle encounter at a time. And then came the day when everything changed again, the day the garbage man pulled up to the Burns' house with both fists clenched, marking another chapter in their unexpected connection. Of course, Shelby instincts immediately piped to life. Those clenched fists were familiar hurts. She took a step backward, but then again, familiarity had its own growth rate. One never knew which skeleton rattled its bones at night. Garbage man did a complete volte-face. Instead of closer, he sank onto his haunches, deliberately releasing his tightly coiled fists. He opened his hands with a delicacy that was in contrast to the wariness of a minute earlier to disclose two surprises, a dog treat and a brand new ball. His actions spoke volumes more than words could, a gesture of peace and friendship. Shelby hesitated but for a moment. With a sudden explosion of exuberance, she sprang forward, tail wagging with abandon and pure joy. The treat was gone in an instant, and the ball was an instant treasure. The garbage man laughed, a sound of pure and unexpected delight as he scratched behind her ears. What started as an accidental meeting turned into a ritual every week. The garbage man would stop in the middle of his route, using precious minutes to get to know Shelby. He brought treats, played with her, and found a moment of pure joy in the midst of his exhausting job. For Shelby, these moments became the brightest part of her week, a testament to the power of patience and understanding. Unbeknownst to them, Joshua Byrne had been watching their whole journey through his home's CCTV camera. Intrigued by the sudden silence that had replaced Shelby's previous aggressive barking, he had been monitoring their interactions with growing curiosity. The footage revealed a beautiful narrative of healing and connection. Two beings, both carrying their own fears and past traumas, had found a way to trust and care for each other. Joshua was deeply moved by the unexpected kindness, a reminder that compassion can emerge in the most ordinary of places. By inspiration from the deep bond now between Shelby and the waste collector, Joshua decided that he needed to share that story with the world. Then he uploaded the video on YouTube without being well prepared for the eventual huge response. The video went viral, touching many hearts across the globe. People were attracted by an unimaginably candid piece of friendship that had evolved between a once frightening dog and a cautious refuse collector. It was a powerful reminder that connection knows no bounds, that comprehension and consideration can bridge perhaps the most unlikely of gaps. At the Burns residence, when the garbage collector arrived, Shelby and Joshua were waiting. Joshua greeted him warmly with a handshake to thank him for the most unlikely of friendships that had formed. With real emotion, Joshua shared Shelby's backstory, a story of overcoming and healing. She had come out of a shelter with deep emotional scars, her past experiences having left her distrustful of human connection. As Joshua shared her journey, the garbage collector listened intently, gaining insight into the deep, emotional landscape of this remarkable dog. In that instant, the garbage collector learned the value of what he had done. He wasn't just a passerby or a professional doing his job. He had become the most important part of the healing process for Shelby, opening up avenues of trust and love. Moved by the moment's vulnerability, the garbage collector opened up about his own traumatic history. He revealed a long-standing fear of dogs, stemming from a childhood incident where he had been bitten, an experience that had haunted him for years. Dogs had always triggered intense anxiety and panic, making his daily work a constant challenge. Joshua listened with empathy, knowing this garbage collector had to summon a great deal of courage every day to confront his fears. This man, whose work made encounters with dogs unavoidable, had fought his terror for so long. The unlikely friendship of Shelby, Joshua, and the garbage collector defied all the odds. Much as no one could have predicted how a golden retriever with a troubled past would help a man overcome his deepest fears, no one could have fathomed how a few acts of simple kindness could affect both human and animal lives. And from that developed a true friendship, a powerful statement to the changes that can be created by compassion. The garbage collector, who had always enjoyed his work, now found it even more rewarding. His job, which he had always liked because it was predictable and physical, was now enhanced by something special. Each day brought new meaning, emptying bins, maintaining neighborhood cleanliness, and now sharing moments with Shelby. The short, friendly interactions with residents and the special connection with this golden retriever raised his work from being just an occupation to a deeply rewarding life experience. What had started off as a routine professional interaction had turned into something beautiful. A story of healing, trust, and an unlikely friendship. From that initial encounter, a warm friendship between the garbage collector and Joshua sprouted, with their brief meetings always punctuated by friendly conversation. Shelby remained the star of these interactions, invariably receiving affectionate scratches and treats from her newfound friend. When Joshua shared a video of the heartwarming interaction between Shelby and the garbage collector, it struck a chord deep in the hearts of millions. The video quickly went viral, amassing almost 5 million views and touching hearts across the globe. It became a powerful testament to the unexpected ways human-animal connections can unfold, proving that compassion can bridge the unlikeliest of gaps. Through Shelby and the garbage collector's story, people were reminded that the most extraordinary moments of connection often come from the most ordinary. Their story was more than just a chance encounter. It was a powerful story of empathy, healing, and the transformation that happens when someone is understood. Your turn. We want to hear from you. What does the story of Shelby and the garbage collector bring up for you? We invite you to share below how this remarkable friendship moved you. What does it say about the power of connection, healing, and unlikely friendship? Share in the comments below. How do these types of stories affect how you view relationships between species? Does it encourage you to walk into your day with greater openness and compassion? We are so glad you could join us on this touching journey. Keep watching for more stories that remind us of the remarkable power of compassion. Until next time.